Welcome to Real BMX Racing the Podcast. Today's show is sponsored by 110% Nutrition, Answer BMX and BMX Connect, with a special shout out to Toby Henderson over at Send It BMX. Today's guest is 1720 women's expert, Alexis Alden. Alexis, welcome to the show.
I know. How long have you been racing?
I have been racing for 11 years, so since I was 6.
Since you were 6?
Mm-hmm.
And who got you to the track? How did it start for you?
So my dad used to ride motocross when he was little. So he had a friend.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, there's kids in the background.
That's
Those
all
are
right.
neighbors. But he had a friend that owned a bike shop, and he was going in for obviously like his bike parts, but he saw BMX bikes, and so he was wondering what they were. So we rented them, and then we went to Whittier Narrows BMX, and that's how we got into BMX.
Okay, and where's that location at?
That's in Whittier Narrows, California.
Okay.
Southern California.
Okay, so did you get to race out in California for a while, or is that where you race from mostly?
I used to live in California for about 12 years, and then I moved to Georgia, but that's where I started BMX, and my friend Keely Shea taught me how to ride a bike on the track.
Nice. Was it like second nature for you out there, or was it something where did you come out the gate kicking butt?
A little bit. A little bit. So when I first started riding, my brother used to ride before me, and he liked it more. But then when I turned expert, I was like, okay, wait, this is fun. And
okay.
Yeah, I just liked it ever since.
So I know that the girls or the women's classes is a little bit different than the boys. Did you actually go through a novice, intermediate, expert, or did you just go novice into expert because that's kind of how the girls roll pretty much?
I went straight to novice to expert because before, when I was 7, before they had that rule of you had to go to intermediate, there wasn't that many girls when I started riding. So, yeah.
Okay. Do you fall into the area where they had the era when they were able to clip in and then they did away with it and you had to switch back to like red flats pretty much?
Oh no. So is that like when they changed their age group to 12 and under?
Right.
No, I was 1 year away from that. Thank you. I mean, thank you, Jesus. But I wish I would have ridden flats more. I think flats definitely help set foundational skills and everything. And I only got like a year of flats. But yeah, I went straight to, I think the cutoff was 12 and I was 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were just like, oh yeah, here we go.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So I heard that you just had a birthday, which bumps you up to 1720X.
Yes.
Are you nervous?
I'm excited. I can't wait. I can't wait to race most of my friends. I'm so excited.
Okay.
Because it's a different class. I mean, I've spent 2 years in 15-16 expert girl, which was challenging and fun.
Right.
So I can't wait to see what 1720 has.
All right. Do you have any people that you want to pick off already? You got like a list?
I have Keely Shea. He's my best friend.
There we go. We go. So it's no hard feelings when you pass them, right?
Or if there's no hard feelings on the track. Racing is racing.
It is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's cool. What was your first name brand bike?
Oh yeah, okay. So first I started off on a princess bike. I had a cute little princess bike that I took around.
With that?
Did I? No. I practiced on it, but then my dad was like, oh, okay, she's getting kind of good. She's getting the hang of it. And so my first ever bike was a GT.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you've got to race a lot on the West Coast and the East Coast.
Yeah.
Which one what tracks do you like better?
Oh, it's a hard one. I like the variety that California and the tracks have to offer. There's a lot more tracks out there, but I really like Florida tracks and Rock Hill, South Carolina. That track is amazing. Like I love the slurry, like the soil tack that they have. I haven't been to California in about 2 years, so I'm not sure if the tracks are like slurried out there, but I know they are in the South, for the most part.
Right. Everyone's number one track seems to be Rock Hill out here.
Yeah.
So I live in North Carolina. I've been out here for 15 years almost, but I am from California. When I started racing was early 90s in Orange County, California. And
I rode there once. Yeah.
So everybody loved the orange Y when it was doing
Yes.
its thing. And
Mm-hmm.
like people were like, they don't understand it. Like I had people tell me from New York and everywhere, they're just like, dude, you don't understand. Like your guys' races out there was like its own nationals whenever
Yeah,
you guys had
exactly.
its major events
The
out
state
there.
races were national.
Yes,
Mhm.
yes. So it was pretty cool. But so when you're not racing, what do you like to do for fun?
I really like I like to get my nails done. I just did my nails today.
Okay,
I like to
okay,
do my nails. Definitely spend time with friends. I really like
okay,
to. I don't know. I like to go swimming at the beach. That's so fun.
okay.
It's
So
so pretty. I like sightseeing.
okay,
Yeah, I
okay,
love traveling. So BMX does play a part because I get to
yeah.
see the world.
Yeah, my girlfriend, she's a people watcher. She loves to just
Mhm.
go somewhere and she
Mhm.
just stares at people. And I'm like, are you
It's free.
imagining? I'm like, are you imagining what their life is like? But yeah, I mean,
Mhm.
she's got me doing it. So sometimes I just sit there and I'm like, don't look creepy. But what is she saying about him right now?
Yeah.
So okay, so we got our first bike. How old were you when you first started jumping?
Oh gosh. When I first started jumping,
Mm-hmm.
probably like I remember doing like little jumps, like little tables at Whittier Narrows when I was 8, but they weren't very good. I mean,
Okay.
you always start somewhere.
Right. Right.
I was definitely either 7 or 8 when I didn't start like jumping. I started doing jumps, but I'd say I definitely like picked up my skill like when I came out to Georgia.
Mm-hmm.
I started like using my skill in races.
Okay.
So I was probably about like 13 or 14. It was still very little, but I'd pop a manual in a race every once in a
Okay.
while. Now I have to, but yeah.
Because what I was going to ask you, so what came first, manual or jumping?
Mm. Definitely jumping, just because it was just like pop up like a Pop Tart,
Right.
which was it was in my little brain that was super simple. But I definitely manual now more than I jump, and I definitely like manualing more than I jump now. So it's kind of switched.
There you go. There you go. Yeah. See, with me, it was if it's a table and I felt like I can make it, I would go for it all day long. Now, if it's a double, even if it's half the size and it's just up, down, I'm
Mm-hmm.
not pulling up for nothing on that thing. Nope. Just it wasn't something that I was comfortable
Mm,
with. So
yeah.
even like a step up, like when it was just a little quick step up, I'd always look
Uh-huh.
at that and I'd tilt my head like,
Yeah. I
nah,
definitely
just
like manualing step ups rather than jumping because it's a little scary.
right. But I always felt like when you do jump it though, that when you land it smooth, it's like
Oh
butter.
yeah, I agree. You get the
So
backside so good. Mm-hmm.
all right. So when you're going to your events, because I'm pretty sure you're all over the US with it,
Mm-hmm.
what is your music? What are we listening to?
The road trips are definitely like I like every single genre of music, but when I'm like racing
Mm-hmm.
and I'm trying to lock in
Mm-hmm.
and like I try to stay as calm as possible because me getting worked up makes it worse. So I can't listen to like pumped up music. I listen to like Christian worship music
Okay.
because it
Okay.
keeps me calm.
Right.
The message is amazing,
Right.
and yeah.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were gonna say some 80s and 90s mix out there, but there's nothing wrong with Christian music. Now, do you listen to do you listen to everything? Do you listen to like Christian rap?
I have. I mean, I listen to some, but just a
Yeah,
little
he was
bit.
like, nah,
Not
not
like
really.
there's not that much Christian rap out there. So
True, true. I mean, I've heard a few songs, but mostly it's when they'll take somebody's beat that's out that's
yeah,
hot, and then they'll throw a rap over it. I'm like, all right, I can vibe with that. I can get
yeah.
down with that. So,
Mm-hmm.
but all right. So, what about when it comes to like, do you have like a diet plan leading into your each national? Do you have like a regimen, or you just eat whatever you like?
I try not to eat whatever I like because I love sugar.
Mm,
But I try to, especially if I mean, I try to eat healthy all around. I'll definitely treat myself. Like I just had crumble today. If you don't know what crumble is, crumble cookies. I don't eat all of it. I only have a few bites, but I try to definitely, especially during the national, I don't like eating like heavy food. Like the night before, like I'll probably have pasta just to get some good carbs down.
right.
But I definitely like to keep it just like probably high protein and not too much like heavy on my stomach.
Okay. Well, that's good because some people I talk to them and it's not that they're nervous, but when I'm like, "Are you eating?" They're just like, "I can't." They're just like,
Yeah.
I can't."
Like, like I eat a lot during race days, but I'll try to not have it. Like I can eat a banana. Like I try to keep it like less like more not like plant. I don't want to say plant based, but more like not like I won't go and have a pizza on a race day.
Right.
Because
Right.
that won't feel good after.
Right.
Or like
Right.
it won't mix. I try to keep it like very nice and without a bunch of like added stuff to it.
There you go. That makes sense. See, that's what this is where your pro skills are going to start coming in versus what my pro skills are. I can actually eat pizza, hot dogs, burgers, nachos, and still go out there and race. I do better.
Oh.
I'm not good, so I'm not gonna say I do better as if I'm good, but I do better as in when I try to like eat healthier when it comes time to race because we're exerting so much that when I get up there, I'm like lightheaded and I'm dizzy, I'm not feeling right, and I'm like, I should have just had that burger.
Yeah. Well, I think the farthest I'll go, I'll probably have like a burger. I don't know.
It's when you're waiting. That 2-hour wait between motos because the stretch is so long. Yeah.
2-hour wait, I'll probably, if they don't have anything, I'm definitely gonna run up a pizza. But I would have to have a long break for me. Like I can't just this is fuel, let me go eat a pizza. Like I'd have to have it'd have to be I ran my first round and then all I have is my main. But that's not. That was when I was younger. I have more rider count.
Have you ever rode to where you're like, I just need to get my laps in, so I'm not gonna go as fast? Yep. There you go. Are you good?
Sorry, my mom called me.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay, wait, say that again.
Have you ever gone out there? Have you ever gone out there and you're like, I'm not gonna try that hard first round because I want to get more laps on the track?
No,
or do
because
you just always go 100%?
My dad will get really mad at me if I'm like, okay, this first round, like take it chill, because anything can happen in any of your rounds, and you don't want to take that for granted.
Yes.
I haven't learned my lesson from that, not yet. Well, hopefully never, but you never. I don't know. I would feel a lot of pressure knowing that, even though second round the faster people qualified in the first round, there's still always a chance like. You could blow a tire, you could slide out, literally anything.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So, what's your worst travel nightmare that you've had? Have they ever lost your bike, lost your luggage, or anything like that? Or
I think there's been when I haven't really lost my bike when I've like arrived at a national, but I have like when I came back from Worlds 2023 in Glasgow. I lost both of my bikes for about 2 weeks. I didn't have it for 2 weeks, which was fun. I took some recovery off, but my dad was chomping at the bits because we don't have and those are expensive. So
right, yeah.
But I haven't really had that many. Or no, on our way back.
On the way back, okay.
On the way, yeah. After done racing, everything was squared away and everything. But yeah.
So what did you think of Glass Hat? Because I heard some stories about how that first is that the one where the first jump was really, with the first obstacle was like taking everybody out.
Yeah, the track was definitely different compared to American tracks. But I'm trying to remember it because I remember struggling. Like you had to get over it, and I remember a lot of our American riders were struggling with it because we're not like exposed to that. But kind of. We are starting to now. But I just remember the second straight. I went the turn or the jump going into second turn. I launched off of it because it was. I didn't get it down, which I probably should have got it down during practice, but I was a little uncomfortable, and if I'm uncomfortable, I'm gonna do something that will make me stay up, and not I can't go 50-50 in a race. Like I'll do whatever works, even if it's a little sketchy. And it was sketchy. The backside I got some air on the backside.
Yeah, no, I can only imagine, especially at the speed you guys are going too.
Yeah.
So
pretty scary.
Right? I mean, it is what it is. So, what other countries have you raced in?
I have raced in France too, but I've only raced in France and Scotland
Okay.
for the World Championships in 2022.
Are you looking to go next year? I believe it's in
Denmark.
There we go. Are you looking to go
I
there?
hope I can go. I want to go. I've never been to Denmark, so it's like a mini vacation. I get to do what I love, and I get to go to a place I've never been before. So I hope I can be fortunate enough to go.
There we go. With this year's race being kind of washed out pretty much, were you able to get your races in, or was yours called due to weather as well?
Oh no, thank God mine was not called due to weather because this is my first year for the World Championships racing junior women. So
Okay.
ours was on the weekend, but we did have some
Oh,
care, and my heart goes out to every single racer on that Wednesday because that was a
yeah.
terrible call.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
And
kind of bad.
it's unfortunate for a lot of riders and a lot of families.
So how did you do that weekend?
I definitely got my eyes opened up. It was a learning experience, but my first lap, my first round, me and this girl hit and I crashed and went down on my first round. So luckily I won my last chance qualifier, but it kind of threw me off the weekend because I hurt my hip pretty bad. Like I was struggling when I rode. It affected my whole weekend, but it's the World Championships, and I didn't really have room to this is where it counts. So I tried my best. I made it to my main, and I ended up going down to my main again, but I got 7th, which is still pretty good for my first junior World Championship, considering I didn't twice.
Okay. So with the importance of mental health and everything like that, how do you mentally come back from falling down on same day if you're not like physically hurt to where you can't?
It was really hard for me. I've had a few bad crashes, and I'm still trying to get stronger mentally. But I really just have to trust my ability that God has given me, and I just have to go with it. I just have to I always tell myself that's why we're keeping calm with my music comes in, and just keeping calm and take it race by race. It's just like any other race, and I feel like a lot of me constantly repeating that and telling myself that so my brain can get it down, because it's like a little battle up there when you go down, and it was first lap too. It was my first round, thinking I have 4 other laps that I have to race like that. But I think I don't know. I talk with a lot of people. People can help too, saying hey, everything's gonna be okay. You still have to go out there, kick some butt, and race like normal.
Right. There you go. Do you because for me it was like when I do fall down or whatever, I always tell people, I'm like, you don't understand, to conquer the area where you fell down and to beat that feels better than a win. Because mentally it's such a hurdle that you're like, that's a wall that you had to just get over, where you're like, you know what? I love it. You know what I mean? This is it.
Yeah, I was quite scared in my LCQ because I crashed on the first jump of the race, which is I couldn't even race it. Me and this girl, we both interlinked, and unfortunately I went down and she didn't. But racing, that's how it goes.
Right.
But my LCQ, I chose the most outside gate that I could, most outside. Okay. I chose gate 5, and everyone was on my inside, just in case I run into any mental problems, I could move a little bit out if I wanted to. But I didn't. I kept it. I was like, okay, I got this. I got a good gate, and it feels good to conquer what you went down on.
Right. Now, do you prefer to race from the outside?
It depends on the track, but I do. It definitely depends on the track. But I do really like the outside, just because. I don't know. I don't know.
I feel less pressure.
Yeah,
I feel less pressure.
On the inside, I don't know. I feel like you can see a lot more people on your inside than you can on your outside. Well, the same way, but that's how I feel I will do better on the out. It depends on the track. If it's an indoor track,
Right.
I'm going inside. If I actually I don't have a choice. But if I do get inside, I'm having a little party.
There
but
we
it's
go.
like, for example, Rock Hill, like
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy outside at Rock Hill.
Yeah, Rock Hill is amazing. It took me because the first time that I went there, it was, it's like about 2.5 hours away from me. So when I went there, I was just so like, oh my God, this track is huge. And then like you ride it a few times and it's so smooth. And you're just like, man, this place
it feels
an amazing
really
track.
good getting it. Like every time I get a third straight clean, I'm like, oh, it feels so good. Like you're just getting that backside. It's so flowy.
Indeed. I'm gonna say that like as I know that I do that too, but I don't. So. But so okay, do you work on your own bike?
No, I do not. I pump up the tires sometimes, but I observe.
Mm-hmm.
So I think my dad was a mechanic. He used to work for Factory Yamaha on motorcycles, well, a bunch of things.
Mm-hmm.
But I think he really enjoys it. Like that's the main thing about him. He loves working on bikes. He loves doing all of that. So he won't. I mean, it's not that he won't let me, but he likes everything his way, his order, and so I just watch to get some knowledge just a little bit. But one day, starting this year,
There's a lot of riders that don't.
Yeah, like I can't change my own gear, but I can take my bike apart and to put it into like traveling and stuff, but nothing crazy.
Right. I hear you. So with the tire pressure, you like to go like hard, like to the max of, because a lot of people say 85, 65, but they're like, oh, I just go to 110,
Oh
like,
yeah. No, I think I ride like 70. Okay. Yeah, I think I ride around 70 PSI. I don't like my tires that soft or that hard.
Okay. Well, now, what are your current sponsors?
My current sponsors are Albi's Bike Shop and Box and Send It. Okay. And then Profile and 60, 09, Mintprint Media, Speedco. Well, Speedco. Yeah, I love my Speedco. I'm riding a Speedco, so yeah.
There we go.
Troy Lee. I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, man, you got a full house.
PGFA. Ride Happy Racing. I think I got. Oh. Yeah, I think I got.
What was your first sponsor?
My first sponsor was Pat 605 Cyclery. Cyclery. Okay. It was it's a bike shop in where is it at? Long Beach. And it's in Southern California. Okay. But yeah, I rode on their team ever since I started, and then I went to JNR, and now I'm at Albi's.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. What it would be your I guess right now your bike that you have now, is that considered your dream build?
I'd say so. I mean, Speedco is my dream build. Mm-hmm. I was joking around with my dad, but I really want like a hot pink Speedco or just like a pink Speedco, but they don't make a pink Speedco. But I mean, I love my purple Speedco. I just like pink is my favorite color. Purple's my second favorite. So as long as I have one of those, I'm pretty happy. So I'd say my bike is my dream build.
Do you race in class and cruiser?
No, I did when I did my first year of 15-16 cruiser, but I stopped riding cruiser. So now I'm just class and junior.
And you said you have 2 bikes for class then?
I have one fully built bike for my class, and then we're working on my second one.
Are you trying to mirror that to be what you're riding now, or is this like more of a test to change out different parts?
Well, I mean, it's gonna be like everything's gonna be the same besides the colors. It's gonna be a black Speedco instead of a purple one. Okay. But everything pretty much will be the same.
Do you know what type of cranks you're running?
170s profile.
Profiles?
Yeah.
How do those ones feel?
Oh, I love them so much. They're my favorite cranks I have on right now. Well, hopefully forever, but yeah.
Okay. So the 170s. Now, so you understand. So even though you don't like put your bike together, you understand what you're riding.
Yeah,
Like
I
your
understand.
barge
Yeah.
size and all
Hmm.
that stuff too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What now? If you could go, I guess, go anywhere in America and just live by one track other than Rock Hill, what would be your second choice?
Probably Oldsmar, Oldsmar, Florida. I know they have a lot of nice tracks in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and they have um pretty good tracks. I know they have like right outside of Tampa, like an hour away, they have Sarasota. Sarasota track is really nice.
Right.
They have a lot of good and high maintenance tracks out there.
So it'd be like California, where you're like in the middle, not too far from anything to hit multiple
Yeah, not too
tracks.
far and close to the beach.
There we go. I do miss the Cali beach. I've been out
Yeah.
here in the North Carolina one, South Carolina, wherever my girlfriend takes me to. I don't pay attention, but all I know is like she sent me a video one time and showed me there was alligators in the background, and I was like,
Wow.
"That's exactly what I said." I'm like, "I'm not going in that water."
Yeah, that's where we draw the line. If I see a
Right?
shark in the
I'm like,
water,
yes, right. Like, but
mhm.
so okay. Well, so you remember your first GT? Do you still have that?
Yes, I still have my GT. I think I
Don't
have.
let it go.
I know. I have. I think I have my first 3 bikes. I think after I got off of my GT, I had a neon yellow Rift, and I have both of
Oh,
those.
nice. There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah, mine was I didn't. You probably don't know the brand, but I had a Robinson
Mm.
because like that was just what was hot back in time. My last name is Robinson, so I had to set up to my
Wow.
mom like that bike's
Yeah.
meant for me.
Uh-huh.
So, and I had it for such a long time and everything, and then there's like it just you get older, you put it up, and then I ended up trading it for a pair of shoes, and I was like, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
But they were some nice shoes, so I can't complain
Mm-hmm.
too much.
Yeah.
But so all right. So what would you say is the most technical track that we have here?
I want to say, probably. I've never ridden Hardesty,
Mm-hmm.
but I've seen it and it looks pretty technical. So
Looks
I
like a
have not
monster.
ridden it, but when I see videos, I think it is a very good facility to train on,
Right.
and it can definitely help you with like skills and stuff. So I'd say that's probably one of the most, or probably Houston. I've ridden Houston. It's it's pretty technical. I think it's just the length is long too, but I'd probably say Hardesty is probably one of the most technical.
Okay. Have you ever been to Rum River?
No, I have not, but I know there's a national this weekend
Right.
or next.
Right. I think it's next. I thought it was in August. I think it's August. Or is it
Oh,
that soon? Is it that soon? It's
it's
coming that
one in
soon.
Minnesota.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's the 7th through the 9th of June.
Oh, so it is this weekend.
So it is this weekend. Yeah.
Oh, something I thought it was in August.
Yeah, I've seen that track. It looks really nice and smooth, but
Right. And it's indoors too. They're open like 365. I was like, man, and when we interviewed them about their track and everything, and I was just like, he's like, you come up anytime, check us out. And I was just like, yeah, let me check it out. And I Googled it and I was like, 12-hour drive.
I know, 12 hours. I've never been to Minnesota before.
Right. So,
Yeah.
but man, they're dialed in over there. So
Yeah, I
it's
know.
pretty
It's
cool.
very well kept. I've seen, it's nice.
Yeah, indeed. So what are your goals for this year?
My goals for this year is to take home another national number 1 in class, and probably just be consistent and keep up my skill. I definitely need to get out of my comfort zone more. But probably my biggest goal is probably to take home another national number 1.
Now, how do you manage to maintain and stay at a high level of what you do on top of everything? Plus, I'm assuming you're still in school.
Yes, I am still in school. I'm going to be a senior this year. It is quite difficult. I do go to an in-person school, which makes it 10 times harder. My school does not like me missing school.
Right.
Go figure. But I try my hardest. I am a straight A student in school, so or else my parents would be a little mad at me. But that's okay. That's what parents are for.
Right.
But I definitely, my friends have seen me work on my schoolwork at the track. I don't really like to because, I mean, you're at the track. It's fun. I
Right.
like watching racing and hanging out with my friends. But
Right.
definitely, like, what really helps me keep up with my schoolwork is the travel time. Like, I'll be in a car for 8 hours driving, and I can knock out a lot of homework. But, yeah.
Okay. Okay. You have already like a direction of where you want to go? Like, are you going to go to college? What do you have you looked
Yes,
into?
I am going to go to college. I don't know where yet. I'm still
Okay.
deciding on whether I want to go to Florida or in state
Okay.
because Georgia has 2 scholarships where you get free college, which is pretty good.
Right.
Um,
Right.
but I think Florida would be ideal for BMX.
Okay. Now, are those both like Marion schools or?
No. So
Okay.
I would have to cycling would have to be a whole nother like kind of by myself sort of deal.
Right.
Because they don't. I mean, they probably. I don't know if they have. They don't have any BMX schools in Georgia. They probably have like cycling, but
Okay.
not like BMX like
Okay.
Marion or like Lindsey Wilson and stuff.
Right.
But I mean, if I do change my plans, I might go to a BMX college, maybe Marion. But as of right now, I don't think I'm going to go
Okay.
out that far. Middle
Okay.
East,
Okay.
the West, wherever it's at.
So are you planning to run its course then with the 17 to 20X and go all 3 years with that or take it one year
No,
at a time? Oh, you already have a plan.
probably. I'll probably definitely take 1 year at a time. I'll probably be in 1720 for about 2 years, 1 year at a time. But I definitely do want to turn pro
Right.
in the next few years, or however whenever I feel ready, whenever that'll be. But I definitely want to go pro and see. But I have to find out because I know I have to go to college. Well, I don't have to, but I want to.
Of course.
I
Who
haven't.
so when you do get to the pro level, who would you say you'd be looking forward to racing against?
The big girls, they're all really good. Um, honestly, all of them.
Right.
Like I love looking up to them. I love watching them race, and you can learn a lot from them. All of the American girls. I mean, I've raced me and Ava Corley is a pro, obviously, but I raced her my whole life, so it'll be fun, like racing someone that I've known.
Right.
Because when we were younger, she still lives in California, but when I lived in California, we would always do like fun local races. It would be a total points race all the time of me, Keely Shea, and Ava Corley, and we would always mess around in our races just because it was 3 of us. But yeah,
Right. Right.
so I'll probably have a lot of fun.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, so are you into movies, books, or what do you do for like your other extracurricular activities?
I have I love watching movies. I'll say my favorites. My favorite movies are Twilight, Tangled, and I like White Chicks is really funny. I like comedies.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, that's 3 different ranges right there. There's some range right there. But you know what's weird is like the more that I talk to the writers and everything, when I sit down and I'm like, "What's your favorite movie?" They just look at me like they're puzzled because they're like, "I don't have time to watch a movie. Like I haven't watched a movie," and I'm just like,
Mm-hmm. And then like my favorite TV show, I love The Office. It's so like awkward but funny. It's just I love just putting it on. It's really funny.
So just let you know, in life, you'll find yourself actually looking at cameras that aren't there when you go to work and stuff. Mm-hmm. Somebody will say something to you, and you just kind of like.
I know.
Right.
Like a little, what is it called? It's like, I don't know what it's called, but it's like when you like break.
Yeah, right. I mean, that's what I always thought it was.
It's something, yeah. It's where you like break I don't know, break it, or it's like use the third. Dad, you're in the movies. Break the third wall. I think it is.
I mean, if that's what it is, you'd know that before I would.
I'm not sure.
Break the third wall.
Break the third wall. Like, okay, that's fine.
What are you talking about?
We'll figure it out.
Dad was a Hollywood stuntman for 25 years.
Okay. So he definitely knows then. Okay.
Yeah.
So how often do you change your tires?
2 to 3 times a year.
Oh, 2 to 3 times a year.
Okay.
So not
That's good.
too often, but a good amount. Whenever they're starting to, I can't like really tell. Like I don't really like. I just ride my bike kind of.
Mhm.
Like if my dad always asks like, "You want to change your grips?" Like I'll ride my bike however it is,
Right.
and I'll still enjoy it. So if I get my tires changed twice a year, 2 to 3 times, depending on how bad I use my brakes up and skid my tires.
So is your dad with you at every event, every national, pretty much?
Yes,
Okay.
he is with me every
Okay.
single national.
So I'm assuming he's going to control the air pressure of your tires for the tracks and gearing as well. Do you know if your dad changes your gearing per track, or are you guys running that same gear all year?
I think I have 2 gears. I normally go to a harder gear when I ride on like 5 meters or like bigger hill, longer tracks,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll go down for like indoor tracks or like really tiny tracks.
Okay. So with your, and I'm all over the place because this is what I do. With your first bike that you had, did that thing come with a chain guard?
Not the race bike.
Not the race bike,
Not the
but
race
my
bike.
princess bike did.
But your princess bike.
Mhm.
Like somebody was telling me about bicycles, and I remember back in the days, I actually put streamers on my bike. You know what streamers are?
Yeah, the
little. Yeah.
I had
Yeah.
streamers on my bike too. They were pink and like reflective.
Right. And my friend was like, "Why'd you put those on your bike?" I'm like, "So you can tell when I'm moving."
Cool. Yeah, they're cool. When I first started racing, I wanted to put like a little like clown horn or like a little bell on my bike, but my dad wouldn't let me. But I wanted to so bad.
Yeah, like when I first started racing, your chain guard, if your grips were like, if your bars were sticking out past your grips, they wouldn't let you race. Like they were really technical back then.
Wow.
And you had to have 3 pads. You had to have a pad for your frame, your neck, and your handlebars.
Oh.
And if you didn't have those 3, you weren't riding that day.
Wow. Yeah, I remember I see sometimes like USA BMX posts like of like people riding from like the 80s, or they'll do like a little flashback, and I see like their little puffy like the guards or whatever, the little puffy stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then like
they work, yeah.
And then if your bike had like because some kids would go there and their parents are bringing them there for the first time, and if they had a front brake, someone's in there yanking that thing off. Like you ain't riding with that thing, so they'd pull them off real quick, and you're just like, wow, like it's go time. So but yeah, I mean, I would like to clip in. I'm like I said, I'm all over the place. I would like to clip into race because I know that's the only way to be like faster at it.
Yeah,
I can barely balance in the gate, so it's not really.
I'm still working on my balance. I think it was like not my last practice before that, tipped over in the gate. It happens.
Yeah, it does. It does. But I got a funny one. Me and my buddy were racing. He tipped. We're both in flats, right? We're in 41, 45 novice, I believe. I forgot where we were. It was a national, but they didn't televise that day. And he tripped over. He fell over in the gate and hit the plug that knocked the air out of the gate just drops.
No way.
And I just looked over him and I'm like, it's cool. There's only a couple thousand people watching it on TV.
Just only.
He's just like,
time when they're not recording. Like,
right. And he was just like, looked at me. He's like, and I'm like, I'm just kidding. They're not recording today, but man, if it was, I definitely would have posted that on your page.
Yeah, I know. That would have been so funny.
Right? So what is your strongest points?
My strongest points is definitely sprinting. I have like a decent strong legs for my size, so I think I get a lot of my speed from pedaling. Like people tell me like, how do you pedal so fast? Like I just pedal so fast.
So are you usually out? So obviously, you'd say your strongest point is what, the first straight?
Yeah, I'd say that. Yeah, probably.
Okay.
Mhm.
And so I believe that, so you've done Rock Hill, you ride the 8-meter hill, right?
Mhm.
When you first tackled that one, did you just go all out and just pedal down and just sent it?
Not my first time. I rolled it a few times just to get a feel for it, and I had my brother helping me. So my brother, he's 15 months older than me, and he is a huge help. He has taught me skill. He still helps me. Like he's a very very smart rider.
Okay.
And so I take him whenever I'm trying new stuff. He's right there with me. He's trying it before me.
Okay.
But yeah, I took a few runs at it, just taking it easy. And then when I was like, okay, I have to send it. Like you can't just half send it. You gotta fully send it. So then I just gave it my all. And I'm still working on it. Sometime or I case it, but I get it clean sometimes. And like it's just trial and error.
Right. Right.
Mhm.
So you said, so your brother does race?
He did race.
Okay.
He quit about a year and a half, almost 2 years ago.
Okay.
Just because he got 4 broken collarbones. So I think he had a lot more mental issues, but he was a really great and smart rider. He just didn't have like have the drive to race, I guess.
It'll
So
probably
like
come back or something.
yeah, he was like when he turned, so he's 18 now, but he quit when he turned 17
Okay.
because he knew that when you get into 17-20, especially for the men, you have to work really really hard, and he wants to spend more time in school and
Mhm.
on his job.
Okay.
So he just took it off, and now I mean sometimes he'll ride whenever I ask him to, but
Okay.
yeah, I mean he still goes to the gym, he's still active, but I think BMX just wasn't his thing. He was a beach kid, so he liked beach volleyball and stuff like that.
Okay. Is who's faster, you or him?
He's faster. He's not well. If we race now, probably me. Like
Okay.
if I
Okay.
put him on a bike right now and we get together, I'm beating him. But that's because he hasn't like raced in a year.
Right.
But he has like unmatchable skill. He's really good at skill. I think it was the size. Like he's very tall and he's really skinny.
Okay.
So that's where the volleyball comes in. He's really good at volleyball.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, we're very different. I mean, he's definitely stronger just because he's a guy. Um, but yeah, I'd say we'd probably be even right now. But when he was still racing, he could beat me.
Okay. Do you do any sports outside of BMX, like soccer, volleyball, anything at school, maybe?
I ran track freshman year of high school, and I did sprinting, and I made the varsity my first year ever running, and it was fun, but it was nothing like BMX. Like that's why I did sprinting, because it's closest to, it's like fast, explosive.
Mhm.
But I ran a 4x1 and a 4x2 on varsity.
Okay.
Um,
Wow.
but because I was not used to running, and I was running at such a high impact, and because we'd go to all these like varsity meets and stuff, I ended up stress fracturing my foot. So I was like, okay, this is how I know it's not for me. I'm sticking to BMX. So
Right.
now like I just strictly do BMX.
Okay. I believe that I saw a video of you a few months back at Rock
Mm-hmm.
Hill, and you cased it, right? Was that your video? And
That
like,
might have been Sarasota.
is
Was
that
it the
where it
one I
was?
crashed?
I believe so.
Okay,
Kind
yeah.
of threw you up in the air.
Yeah. That was Sarasota.
Okay. So what exactly happened there?
I was not used to I don't think I was very, I mean, I jumped the jump before a couple of times, or both jumps actually,
Mhm.
but I was doing all of those jumps and all of those runs without a gate.
Mhm.
And so I kind of had it set, and then when I went onto a gate, I pedaled through the transition or the kink, which you like absolutely cannot do that, or else
Ah,
it'll throw you off because you have too much like momentum. And so
right.
I like wobbled, and so I couldn't even set up for the jump. So I G'd out myself before I could even jump it, and I didn't even jump it. I flipped over and crashed.
Okay.
So it wasn't.
Was it as bad as it looked, or would you just get up, walk away, and was able to keep going?
I was actually it was a funny story. So I did get 4 stitches, and I fractured my T7 and my T8 in my back, but my dad actually had it worse because my dad was scared, so he ran down the hill and he got bodied by the transition, and he completely tore his hamstring. So after he was in a wheelchair, but we were at the emergency, but he wasn't even there for him. Like, it was for me. And so I got my stitches, and my dad couldn't even drive home. So I had to drive home 8 hours after that. It was not fun.
Jeez.
So it was definitely not an ideal Florida trip. But
I think me and your dad are probably around the same age, so I feel every ounce of his pain on that one right there. Man.
I know, I felt so bad for him. And he was supposed to get surgery, but he's like, nah, like, I'm too old. Like, it's too late.
Right. We can walk. Well, it's because we can walk that off.
Yeah. He walked it off.
You can walk it off. Throw some dirt on
it. Yeah.
So I had a video, but I just wanted to make sure it was you. I'm gonna run it, and you pretty much already gave us the lyrics. So let me see.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it cost you.
Yeah, it spit me. I mean, that was actually like, I couldn't have thanked God more, because that could have ended up way worse. Like, I landed perfectly. Like,
right.
I couldn't have.
Right.
Like, I couldn't have landed any better from that outcome.
Right.
And I'm so thankful I was able to get up and walk over to my dad, because he was laying on the ground. But
like,
yeah,
you good, buddy?
Yeah, I was like, are you good? Like, I mean, I had so much adrenaline from that, so it definitely helped.
Right.
But yeah, it was definitely not the best moment. I mean, I went back there and I jumped it again, but it was still like, I don't want to go back there for a while, just because that was really, like, I know I'm gonna have to go down there again and jump it, but like, I'm still trying to recover from my back. Like, I just went to physical therapy yesterday, because I'm still having, like, it still hurts sometimes, or for the most part. It doesn't hurt when I ride, but all I know is that if I, like, twist or if I hit it wrong, then it's gonna hurt again. So I just need to make sure I get that squared away before I go back and go to the
And here's something I'm going to tell you, and I'm pretty sure your dad's going to agree with me on this one. In about 20, 30 years, you're going to wake up and something's going to hurt for no reason. And it's going to be the stuff that we do now, or the stuff that you do now. Yeah. And you wouldn't trade it for nothing.
Yeah, no, because like, amazing memories that I don't think I wouldn't trade for the world.
Exactly. Yeah. It's all part of the game, right? Like, when you look back at it and everything. And I think it's really cool that, you had that spill and you went back and still conquered it, and just did what you needed to do. And you got to drive home 8 hours.
Yeah.
Boston.
I stopped at Starbucks twice. Like, it was rough. It was definitely rough. I was walking, like, super stiff. Oh, I don't want to do that ever again. That was, and that was my first time driving 8 hours too. Like, I've had my license for almost a year. I've had my license for like 10 months, but driving like that I've never driven 8 hours long by myself before. So it was definitely something different.
Well, I was gonna say, thank goodness it wasn't because that was just practicing, right? That wasn't like a race weekend.
Yeah, no, it was just practice.
Okay, because for some reason, like, when it comes to nationals, my girlfriend, she'll always tell me that she's more tired on Sunday, so I end up usually driving back on the nationals. Like, I'll race, and then I'm the one driving back. I'm like, should I be the one sleeping? I just got that ride. She's like, I'm sorry, and I'm like, it's cool. I'm just glad you came. So, it's all good. But so, when do you have are you superstitious about anything? You take anything with you?
No. The only thing I don't like to do is change something on my bike before a race. Like, I think it's fine how it is. I don't need to try something new. Like, if like someone says, hey, like, you should change your gear, like, I mean, if it'll help, like, I'll only go up maybe like a second tooth. I won't go up crazy, because my dad likes decimal gear. So
Okay.
But I won't change anything. Like if it works, it works, and I don't need
Yeah.
to change something before a race.
Right. So you're not the type that'd be like, all right, well, I was wearing the red nail polish today and I won, so we got to keep
Oh
this going.
no, I think I would be a lot more like, I don't know. I try not to, because again, with like how BMX is like a huge mental, like it's a mental sport and everything, and I feel like if I
Yes.
were to be more superstitious, I would definitely have a lot more problems with, I mean, no hate to anyone like for superstitious, because if it works for you, it works
Right.
for you, but
Right. Of
personally
course.
for me, it would mess me up more.
No. No. Makes sense.
Yeah.
So with you, okay, so because I never really watched, you said Twilight. That's your
Uh-huh.
jam, right? That's your movies. So you've seen
Yeah.
all of them. All
Oh,
right.
I've seen all of them like 12 times.
Okay. I mean, it's not. I mean, I've tried to watch them. I couldn't really get into them.
It's definitely for like a certain, I don't know. Yeah. I know what
I've
you
tried
mean.
Harry Potter's too, and
Oh yeah.
like
I've never seen Harry Potter.
you ain't missing nothing.
Oh.
My girlfriend loves them, but so I'm like, look, every time I turn to the TV and it's on, it's always on the same part that I've seen like 100 times, but I've yet to
That's
watch
kind of
one of
how
them.
Twilight is.
Right? I'm like, it's just it's
Yeah.
on, and it's always on that same
Yeah.
part. I've yet to see one from beginning to end, so I don't
Uh-huh.
really know what's going on. I know how it is. 8 movies later, he saves the day.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah. I
so
agree.
okay, so I mean, you've been racing for quite a while now. What's one of the things that you would tell your younger self, knowing what you know now?
That it was just a race, and that one race doesn't define you, or one lap doesn't define you.
Right.
Because there's a lot, I mean, it's hard to not take it out on yourself, but at the end of the day, it's only you and yourself racing. So I definitely have struggled, like, okay, why did I just do that? But everyone makes mistakes when they're riding. Like, it's so common to be inconsistent. Like, yeah, George Sade has a nickname for Mr. Consistent. Like, that's he is consistent.
Right.
But on the other hand, me, like, stuff happens, and it's really easy to take yourself out on it. Like, oh, I'm gonna forgive myself over that race. But
Right.
how many times have we raced in our lives? A whole lot.
Right.
And I probably was mad at myself at one race that I can't even remember. Like, I can't even remember the race or why I was mad at. But that's definitely what I would tell myself, is that it's just a race. It's just one lap.
So out of all the races you've done, there's not been one race that you say you wish you could have had a do-over on?
There's probably quite a few that I would like to
Well, I was
have.
thinking you see the memories coming to the front, like, oh yeah.
I mean, for the most part, probably a lot of them. Like, a lot of them I would like to have redos over. But I mean, I kind of wouldn't want to redo any of them, because you learn from what you did, and now you get to know what you need to do moving forward.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Who's your favorite vet pro?
Vet pro?
Mm-hmm.
Probably Barry Nobles. Probably Barry Nobles. Barry
That's
Nobles.
my guy right there.
Yeah, he's he has cute little kids. They're so cute. And he's raced at Peachtree City before, which was my home track. But I don't know. I like how he's involved, and I mean, he's nice. As far as I've seen, I think he's nice to a lot of people, and he's a really good racer.
Right. Okay. Who's your favorite women's pro of all time?
I'm gonna have to think on that one. I like all of them.
I mean, from beginning to end, from Caroline Buchanan to
probably I really like Carly Kane, because she's also little. Like, I mean, I'm not little, but when I was younger, I was definitely little.
Right.
But I definitely look up to her. I looked up to Felicia, Elise, I look up to all of them. Like I mean Carly, I've talked to Carly a lot. I'm good friends with Carly. So I know her the most, but I especially like this year and last year, Felicia Stansel has definitely helped me, right? Like she's a really good person to talk to with
Awesome.
advice and stuff. So I say those are probably my top 2 favorite.
Okay. All right. You pretty much answered all my questions. And that's pretty much how we roll. So I appreciate your time. Thank you for being able to do this for me. And
Thank you.